Hey folks, for those of you who follow me, you may have noticed I've been somewhat missing for the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to get into details, but there's just been one problem after another. A little broken hinge on my main computer cascaded and cascaded and cascaded to a new computer, to new equipment, to corrupted files. And I'm not working on anything right now except my little slave computer. I don't have access to the new computer yet. But anyway, I felt that God had a message for me that he needed me to give you. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm here to encourage you. So for me, I want to tell you where I think I'm at. I'm right where the devil has never attacked me so much in my life, which means I'm right on the precipice of being able to give you the most important message you're ever going to get from me. God told me in way back in 1968, you're not going to really come out. You're going to be held to the cliff of the rock until the last second. And he showed me all this financial collapse in 1968. We're there, folks. We're right on the brink of this financial collapse. And that's why the devil's been after me just unrelentingly for the last 2 weeks. So I don't have a lot of details because I need it to be a thorough teaching. But I'm going to tell you what you're going to get on Monday, assuming that I can get access to the new computer and get this out. He's just been delaying me. The devil's been fighting me. We've been fighting spiritual warfare. But through all of that, God always works out what he wants. The delay caused me to be able to have more time with him. It caused me to be able to find more research that I wouldn't have found on using my little computer and my phone. And so I want to tell you what you're going to get on Monday. I just can't give you the level of detail without slides. So here's what God has showed me. We're on the brink of this collapse. Please subscribe to this channel. Please don't miss what I'm going to do next week. It's going to be crucial. We're coming into the collapse. I can't tell you exactly how soon, but I'll give you a time frame that's approximate and it's very close. You want to be prepared for this before it comes. So what I'm going to be doing is telling you that this collapse is different than any that you've ever seen. Basically, how God had me do this is I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not the head of a hedge fund. I'm just a servant of God. All I know is history, which is what he's taught me to do, the Bible, which he's taught me to do, how to immerse myself into complex situations and come away with what's simple, and how to take it to him and have him embellish it and come up with things that nobody else sees. So basically, I'm going to give you what God has given me through this 2 week of turmoil, and I hope it blesses you. So what we're going to talk about is this collapse is not going to be like any that you've ever seen. You're going to need guidance to get through it. Every other collapse we've had, going all the way back to the 15th century, has always been a single dimensional collapse. It's real estate, it's the stock market, it's the bonds, it's whatever, but it's been one key event that basically triggers it. And so you can pretty much figure that it's going to be an inflationary depression or a deflationary depression. You can figure the magnitude of what's going to happen. This is different. That we've never had a collapse like this. You really, really need to listen and come back on Monday, because I'm telling you, you're going to need a playbook to get through this. This is going to be an everything collapse. The stock market's going to collapse catastrophically. The real estate market, especially the commercial market, is going to collapse catastrophically. The bonds are going to collapse catastrophically. Now let me stop. That probably sounds pretty scary, but it's the best news you'll ever hear. God has a plan. God is going to bring down the evil. He's going to flip the system completely. He's going to flip the switch. We have to take the money and the power away from the global financial elite, and God has a plan for it. So what I'm going to be doing come Monday is walking you through everything that he showed me in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to talk to you and tell you the things that you need to do to get prepared. What do you need to get out of in order to be positioned to go into this, that have the maximum amount of flexibility to do what you need to do to not only survive this, but to prosper through it. And there is a plan. You're going to be doing things in steps. There's about 6 steps to what you need to do to work your way through this, to be able to be positioned at the right place at the right time, so that you survive this cascade as it comes down, and you're able to basically be able to come through and walk out the other side better off. And for those of you who may be panicking, I want to share with you another dimension of what God's shown me. This is very different than anything we've ever seen, because in every instance, the global elite have controlled the world, and they have, for 100 years at a time, planned their strategy to drive the nations of the world into debt, to get us to where we're at right now, where we can barely be able to afford the necessities, then collapse the system, make no effort to fix it at all, just start it over again and drive us back into their slavery system. This is not that kind of a collapse. God has more in store. Donald Trump is God's man, and he has a plan to create not a catastrophic collapse, but a soft collapse. He was put in this office to be able to basically, remember, he's had 6 personal bankruptcies. He doesn't want to let America go into a complete bankruptcy. So he has a very detailed plan for how to create a soft collapse in the U.S. marketplace. And at the same time, I'll walk you through what he's been doing ever since his first term to immediately take back power from the global financial elite and basically create a situation. I don't care if you have any money to invest at all, no seed in the ground. You say, God has forsaken me, I have nothing. No, he's already telling us, for example, that we're going to get out from under the Internal Revenue Service and go to the External Revenue Service. So this next couple of things I'm going to say are for those of you who are saying, I can't survive this. I don't have any money. No, you will survive it. And even you will come out ahead. And even you will be better off when this is over. He's just told us in the last couple of weeks, everything that he's been doing with the tariffs, everything he's done with trade negotiations, everything he's doing to manipulate this soft collapse is designed to basically take us out from under the debt system that we're on, out from under the tax burden that we have that is absolutely choking us. So as we come out of this, the Federal Reserve is going to be gone. We're going to be under the Treasury. We're going to be not with a fiat system anymore. We're going to have a commodity-backed system. The dollar is going to be respected in the world again. And basically, we will not have a catastrophic collapse where the dollar hyperinflates. What's going to happen is your tax bills are going to go down. Everything is going to change. And even if you don't have any money to invest, you're going to step back and take a big sigh of relief and says, thank you, God. It's better. I can survive this. I will survive this. And then we're going to get into the strategies. And the strategy is, first of all, what you have to get out of. You have to have your money positioned in the right places. And then I'm going to walk you through the strategy given to me by God, starting with what he taught me in history, working my way through all the various financial collapses we've had, all the way starting with the Dutch, going through the Spanish, going through England, and to where we are right now, and with the internal war, the currency war that we're having with the BRICS nations right now. It's all ordained and all laid out by God. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to show you, God has been really speaking to me for the last 2 weeks during this turmoil. He's going to show you what to get out of, what to put your money in, when to move it, where to move it to, what to get out, where to move it, where to get out. And when it's all said and done, you're going to come through this and you're going to say, oh my goodness gracious. But for God, God did it all. God had it all prepared. You're not going to see anything like what I'm telling you from anybody else, because there's nobody out there that's been given the assignment that I've been given, that's had 57 years to prepare for this, 57 years of knowing what was coming. And then the last 2 weeks of absolute hell, where there looked like there was no hope, but God came to me every night, every morning, and showed me another piece of this. And I'm telling you, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just come back next week and I'll walk you through it step by step by step. And it's just like everything I've always said. The skill that God gave me through history and through my conversations with him is the ability to take the complex and make it simple. When we're done, when we're finished, you're going to step back and you're going to say, all credit goes to God. We're going to come through this, and it's going to be the best thing that has ever happened. So The whole reason for doing this today is say, don't be afraid. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment when your life is going to change. This is the moment when you're not going to have to worry about, can I pay my grocery bills anymore? It's all going to change so fast. It's going to be mind-boggling. So I know I haven't given you any detailed information here, but I have it. It's been given to me. It's all up here. I just have to get my new computer working within all kinds of problems. And God willing, I'll be back with a vengeance on Monday with the detailed information that you need. I'm not going to be able to give it all to you in one session. It's too involved. There's too many steps. But we're going to walk through it over the next couple of weeks. And when we're done, you're just going to sigh a sigh of relief, and you're going to say, only God, only God. And Donald Trump was I really absolutely believe was anointed by God to carry this mantle to get us through this. So for right now, just take a deep breath and understand that you're all in God's hands. And with what he showed me, it's all going to work out. It's going to be better than you could ever imagine. Yes, it'll be a little tense. And for those of you who walk into this totally blind, it's going to be so scary, it's not even amazing. But if you come back and you get the message that God has given me to give to you, I guarantee you, it'll calm you down. It'll give you peace of mind. You'll be able to walk through this step by step by step. And when it's done, you'll be better off than you could ever have dreamed you would be. So with that, that's all I've got. All I wanted to do is just say to you that you need to come back. You need to be prepared. When you come, take time, have a notepad out, be ready to take notes. You're probably going to want to come back and listen to this video 3 or 4 times, but I'm telling you, God has given me a step-by-step plan. And here's what happened. Midway through this, I stopped and I said, God, I'm not going to do this. I said, unless I can give the people a plan that's fail-proof, that's fail-safe, no matter how this unfolds, that there's a safe landing place for people, I'm not going to do it. And he gave me the strategy that I'm going to be giving to you. We will be able to walk through this together, and we're going to come out the other side and give all the glory to God. And right after that, we're going to see changes happen on this world like you can't believe. It's going to usher in the transfer of wealth, which is going to usher in the harvest of souls. So between now and, say, the end of next quarter, all of this is going to have happened, and we're going to be smiling like you can't believe. And I believe that Kim Clement was pretty much correct on timing. He said we'd be celebrating my Christmas. And then going and looking at the kind of analyticals that I do, my time frame lines up pretty close to his. I went back and looked at all the collapses, all the way back to the 15th century, and I found something. The global elite orchestrate them all. There's none of them that just happen. They know what they're doing. They pull their money out ahead of time. And so what we see is a pattern where they pull their money out at least a year before the collapse. Now, sometimes, especially in the older collapses, those that when the markets weren't as sophisticated, maybe the collapse would occur within 3 to 6 months. But in more current times, the time frame usually is a year to no more than a year and a half from when the global elite pulled their money out. So I went back in and I looked, and Bezos, and I'll go through the details, the 4 wealthiest men in this country pulled out over $50 billion in personal assets over a year ago. And then the insiders that are in the market that have privy to information that you and I don't have, them as a pool pulled out $164 billion within that time frame. So where does that take us? Pretty much to where Kim Clement was, where we'll have an hypnotic November where all of the disclosures are coming out about what's been done to it, all the election fraud. And that's crucial, because within this, here's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about we have to have a new economic system, but we have to have a completely new political system as well. And rolling out what's going to trigger all of this, at least the last part of it, is the disclosure that we haven't had an honest election in over 100 years. And that goes for countries all over the world. We're going to see the governments, the people who control us, collapse. We're going to see the banks collapse. We're going to see the corporations collapse. We're going to see politicians be removed. That's all part of what has to happen to set up us for the greatest revival the world has ever seen, the greatest transfer of wealth the world has ever seen and probably ever will see. God is He's going to open up the heavens and pour out a spirit on all of us. I guarantee you. So come back next week, and I'll share with you everything that he's been giving me over this last 2 weeks of absolute just stress and strain. And I guarantee you, you're going to walk away feeling much, much, much better. And when it's over, so I guess I got off track. So using my time frame for when these people have pulled out, it would appear to me that it does line up very closely to what Ken Clement said. It looks like we should be seeing this collapse happen by the end of this month or by no later than the end of the first quarter. And if I were to take a guess, I'd say that it looks like to me, barring some move by the other side, that it's probably going to happen the end of December through the month of January. So we don't have a lot of time to get ready for this, but God's always on time. He's got perfect timing. He held me up and delayed me here because he knew the perfect time that the message that he has given me needed to be delivered. So please, barring any further difficulty with my computer, I'll be back on Monday and I'll give you the detailed information that I've been talking about. So please subscribe to this channel. Please watch it. And if it blesses you the way I think it's going to bless you, please help me get this message out to as many people as we can. We want to be able to have as little pain inflicted on us as possible. So we need to get this message out to everybody we can. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye, and hopefully I will see you next week. May God bless you.